Hello, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Pedro Ariano Sanchez el Tercero, but you can call me Pedro. My goal is to take fear out of the kitchen and put you in it. See, I believe that anyone can learn how to cook if they have the ganas, that's the willingness to try, and a good teacher. So hopefully you are that anyone and I'm that teacher. Today I'm going to make some bread, we're going to make some bread in the bread maker. I like making it totally all by hand, but I also use a bread machine, and the bread machine is the way lots of you are going to do it. I realize lots of you don't want to go through doing it all by hand, so this is a great solution for getting homemade bread in a bread pan. So I'm going to get started. Here we go. I'm going to use a scale mostly. Set it to 0. Going to start with 11 ounces of liquid. I happen to have 11 ounces of beer here at room temperature. If you start with colder ingredients, or if you start with liquid right out of the fridge, then your bread's going to take quite a bit longer to rise. And if you're going to be baking it in the machine, it's probably not going to rise at all. So you want to start with room temperature ingredients, or you can actually get it up to 115 degrees before you kill the yeast. So out of the fridge, no good if you're going to bake right in the machine. So 11 ounces of liquid, and I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of salt, but I'm not going to use a measuring spoon, I'm going to weigh it. Okay, that's the salt. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar. Again, I'm not going to use a spoon. 2 tablespoons of sugar is 1 ounce. That's my sugar. I'm going to use olive oil. My brother's coming over for some soup and salad and bread and leftover apple crisp, so I'm going to use olive oil in the bread, make it a little more European. And this is 2 tablespoons of oil. Just going to use my scale. Good. 2 tablespoons of oil. Now I'm going to get 4 cups of flour total. I'm going to do 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and you could definitely use bread flour. I'm going to do 3 cups of all-purpose white flour, and then I'm going to do 1 cup of whole wheat. Now I'm going to move this out of the way and show you how to measure flour correctly. Get a knife. Sorry about that. It's a live show. Alright, so again we want to aerate the flour. I'm going to take the scoop and just make some circular motions in here, get some air in there. I'm going to scoop it into the cup. And then level. Okay? We'll do 3 cups of white flour, so that's 1 cup. I'm going to put the cup away and just measure it now with my scale. A little quicker, I think. And here's 3 cups. 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Put this back. Now 1 cup of whole wheat flour. You could use rye flour also. You could use all kinds of flour really for the 1 cup here. And set it to 0. 1 cup. Good. That's the whole wheat flour. And we got yeast. Last ingredient. This is about a tablespoon. Again, I'm just going to weigh it. That's it. Put it in your machine, bake it, or you can use the dough cycle and form it. I'm going to use the dough cycle, and I might just come back and show you how to form it into some dough if you want to do it outside of the bread pan. Thanks for baking with me. Alright, we're back. The dough is all mixed in the bread machine. This is really important, flour. if you don't lay down enough flour, you're going to tell yourself that you can't do this, and you're like, well, I'm not cut out to make bread because it's just going to be a big sticky mess. So I'm going to put some flour down on the board. Got my bread out of the machine. Alright, I'm going to get my hands full of flour. Just going to grab this, and if this is really sticky, you'll need the tool that will save your life, little dough scraper. Alright, now this is not sticky, but if it were, it's kind of imagine it is. Like, holy smokes, I'm grabbing it, oh, all kinds of stuff. Grab some flour, get your hands full of flour, and then you can get there. Use a dough scraper, and you're going to use this, scoop it up, and fold it over on itself. Just like that. Might be sticky, just make sure there's enough flour, spread that around, fold it over on itself. This one is not sticky. I'll do an episode and I'll intentionally make one that is sticky so that I can show you how to work with a sticky dough. But this one isn't. Actually, it's just perfect already because the machine did all the work pretty much, so I'm just shaping it. So I'm going to grab it from the front and push down. Grab from the front and push down. Okay. Go. Kind of this is more something that you're going to need to learn by watching and just doing. So grabbing from the front and pushing down. I'm not pressing super hard because then it'll tend to get a little bit more sticky. It'll stick more. This one is just perfect, so even if I'm pressing hard, it's not sticking too bad. But you want to use, basically you want to use a light hand, okay, when you're shaping. So all right, here we go. I'm going to flip it. Now this is the side that's all kind of messed up looking here. This side's a little more smooth. I'm going to set down the side that's a little messed up looking, set it on the counter, and take my hands underneath it. I'm going to kind of do one of these deals on it. Basically there, I was getting all the air out of the dough. Oh, now it's sticking a little bit, so I'll grab just a little bit of flour, set it on there, messed upside down. Underneath, I'm just going to, I'm coming into the flour like this, and I'm pressing into it. I'm just turning as I go. And you know what? That's looking pretty nice and round. So I'm just going to take it, put it on my peel that I already have some aluminum foil on. I'm going to bake this on my baking stone. You could put this just on a cookie sheet. You could put it on a cookie sheet, spray it a little bit with just some nonstick spray, and place it right on there, cover with the towel. I am just going to put it right here onto my peel. I have some aluminum foil, sprayed some on there. It's already sprayed. Set it on, cover with the towel, let it rise half hour, 45 minutes until it's doubled in size, and then we'll throw it in the oven. And we'll come back when we get to that point. All right, we are ready to pull it out of the stove. And got a beautiful loaf. To be absolutely sure that it's that it's done, grab your thermometer, stick it underneath. That'll preserve the beautiful top. So put it underneath. Make sure it comes to 190 at least. Depends on who you talk to. It'll be like 190 to 205 for some like artisan bakers. Really, the higher you go, the more flavor you're going to get. But 190 is what a lot of people are used to. We are almost to 200, so this bread is way done and beautiful. So we're done. Thanks for baking with me.